Welcome, everybody. The NFL offseason is here, so it means it's time to look forward to the 2024 NFL Draft. I'm Joe at the Game House. Today we'll be doing a San Francisco 49ers 2024 NFL Mock Draft. The 49ers are on the clock in our 2024 NFL Mock Draft Series. As a reminder, we'll be going through each team multiple times before the 2024 NFL Draft, so stay tuned for the team that you're looking for. We're going to be using the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. I like it because it meshes all the big boards from around the internet together to make their own big board, but there'll still be players who fall in the draft that aren't the most realistic, and we'll also be declining all trades as we go along here. So 49ers, very close to winning a Super Bowl again. Have the roster that's pretty set. Brock Purdy has exceeded expectations. Just have to get a couple more things here going, and they can maybe win the Super Bowl next year. Let's see what we can get here with their pick at pick number 31. I'm looking at offensive linemen specifically. The offensive line did not play as well as people maybe would have thought. Brock Purdy got pressured a lot. Let's go Graham Barton. He can play tackle, guard, or center, and I think he can help this line right away. If Purdy is going to get pressured, it makes him a worse quarterback because he's a very solid quarterback. But I think this is a good pick to make sure he's protected for the long term. We'll go Patrick Paul as well, double down on offensive line. Let's get this offensive line ready to go. Trent Williams doesn't have too much longer in the league at this rate with his age. So get the offensive line fixed and squared away and help the team with the good skill position players play pretty well. Let's see. It wants us to take Michael Hall on the defensive line. That could be an option. Devontae Walker, wide receiver, more of a deep threat. Jermaine Burton could be an option. Let's go Michael Hall, a guy who really attacks gaps well, is more of a speedy defensive lineman, quick twitch type of guy. So I think maybe he can help on the interior defensive line, being a rotational guy at start. And gives us some options here later on. Now, they have two good safeties. I'm not sure they would go with one here, but you are getting into the range of guys who aren't going to be starters anyway. Let's go Johnny Wilson. Let's just give a different look here. Let's see what they might do. 6'6" wide receiver. It's different than anything they have in their wide receiver room. Ran a pretty good 40 time at the combine, so maybe that would be the move. Next one up, let's go Cedric Gray. Now, they have good top-end talent at linebacker, but maybe could use some more depth, and Gray is all over the field making tackles. We're going to go to pick number 132 here. Let's go Audric Estime out of Notre Dame. I think this could be a good pick because let's face it. First of all, they always take a running back in the draft. He's more of a power guy. He didn't run a good 40 time, but might be a different look for this Shanahan offense. I know they usually go with speed, but maybe having a guy who's more of a power guy could help back as well. We're going to go Drew Phillips out of Kentucky, a guy who can play in the slot for him. Very good tape, rising up draft boards right now. Get a position they haven't drafted already. Gives them some depth at corner as well. And then we wait for pick number 211. So again, guys who aren't going to necessarily be starters, going to be depth guys, going to be guys you develop and play special teams. Let's go A.J. Barner out of Michigan here. A pretty good season for Michigan. They weren't the most pass-happy team, but he fulfilled a role for them. I think after starting his career at Indiana before that. Let's go Marcellus Dial, a guy who probably will play more outside than Drew Phillips. So another corner, but a guy who does something differently. Might make that a little bit easier for them. We'll go Jordan Travis, the quarterback out of Florida State. Can't get enough quarterbacks. The 49ers found that out the hard way a couple of years ago. So get another guy who can help out there. And then Xavier Thomas, a guy who never fully put it together at Clemson, but I think can maybe be a better pro if he's able to improve and develop here. So let's go over the draft again. Graham Barton, have to fix that offensive line. There's plenty of spots on the interior he can play after playing tackle at Duke and center at Duke. Patrick Paul, a guy who, does he start from day one? I don't know. Does he just take over from Trent Williams? Maybe. That could be something more of his role down the line. Michael Hall Jr., a quick twitch defensive lineman. Cedric Gray, Johnny Wilson, a bigger wide receiver who I think can really show people how big of a matchup problem he is at the NFL level. Cedric Gray, the linebackers, all over the field making tackles for North Carolina the last several years. Audric Estime, Drew Phillips, A.J. Barner, Marcellus Dial, Jordan Travis, and Xavier Thomas, giving you depth at different positions with the later round picks. Guys who won't likely start from day one, but will create an impact on maybe the practice squad and maybe develop from there. So let me know what you think of the draft down in the comments below. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.